Shama, you're on mute.
Hi, Dr. Abhishek.
We'll just give one or two and we get started, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Dr. Abhishek.
Hi, Shamsher.
Today was some meeting at 5 p.m.
No, that was just a quick marketing roundup. No big deal.
Okay, got it.
Okay, we'll get started in the interest of time. Thanks for everyone for joining this call. I know we want to keep it short and simple. We'll try to do this in 15-20 minutes so that you guys can log off and kind of go into whatever you guys are doing. So I want to introduce Dr. Kshama. And she's a medical doctor by training. She's going to talk about her background. Where did she come from? What was she doing? When did she take the course? When did she got into this job that she recently secured? All those things that like you guys are very aware of by now because we did a lot of these calls in the recent weeks. So I would like Dr. Kshama to take it over and talk about her experience with marketing, with the course, what helped her, what was the best thing that she was able to do through this. And then you can ask her some questions and we end the call probably 7:50, so 20 minutes from now. All right. Over to you, Shama.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Shema. I'm a foreign medical graduate from Iraq. I came across MediPharm Solutions just on the internet. I was looking for something to do like in the medical field, but like with clean hands, just because I don't like to deal with patients. So I didn't go through like evaluation my credentials from back home, but I was just working here like in the medical field. So I was lucky to come across MediPharm Solutions and Dr. Abhishek to start my journey with the pharmacovigilance field. So I started the course with MediPharm Solutions in February, I believe, was like mid-February, and finished was like end of, I think, June. And then I started marketing was beginning of July. Actually, marketing with the MediPharm Solutions, they did a great job just posting our resumes and helping us how to search for positions. I was also applying by myself on LinkedIn and Monster and Indeed. So I got like after like maybe 10 days of applying and doing marketing, had my first interview. And then second interview also with another like local pharmaceutical company here over in Illinois. And then I got my third interview that was lucky to be chosen for the position. So basically I encourage everyone to go through the modules because I think they are more than enough. They are like really well set up in a way to prepare you for the interview. You don't have to know any more other details, like unnecessary details. And I wish luck for everyone. I was like doing a really hard job in looking for a job. It is like looking for job and keeping up with marketing. It needs a lot of like effort. So you need to be confident and don't be like negative. Always, if one interview that doesn't work out, you always tell yourself there is another one down the road. And I wish luck for everyone.
Thank you, Kshama. Guys, you have any questions for Kshama, please ask.
Hello, Shama. So
Hello.
when you say you got recruited by a local company, you mean a company in the US? And which state is that?
Yeah, I'm sorry, didn't understand your question. Yeah, all the recruiters, they were here in US based. I actually didn't like try to apply something like outside. I was just applying anything in the US, and I didn't put limitation like to only this state or this state. Even when they asked me if I'm willing to relocate, I said yes.
Yes, and that brings me to the next question, because I was wondering whether I believe it's flexible enough within this environment for you to work with.
I'm sorry, I think your voice is breaking up, but I got so far like, yeah, if you show them that you're flexible even to relocate, to do the job, that means a lot, like, because a lot of positions now they're like remote, but because of the pandemic and stuff, but they still ask me if I'm willing to relocate whenever the office is open. So I said yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Shama, this is Sam here. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr.
Boy,
Sam.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Good. It's good to see that you're hired. And you are the one who introduced me to this subject. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I met Dr. Sam.
She
in,
persuaded me. She told me. She persuaded me day after day. Come on, go and apply. Come on, go and apply.
Yes, I remember. I was working like in the lab, and I saw Dr. Sam. He was like really tired of the job, and I told him, I see you, Dr. Sam, doing this pharmacovigilance. Just give it a try. So I hope it will work for you too, doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi Shyama, congratulations for your job placement.
Thank you.
My question is, what is your designation? Which role you are doing right now?
So when I was applying for everything, like from anything, drug safety associate, drug safety scientist, pharmacovigilance associate, all these terms. But right now, my position is safety scientist.
Okay, thank you. So in which company are you working?
UBC.
Okay, thank you.
So, Dr. Abhishek, can you hear me?
Yes, Alu.
Okay, so I have a question. My question is actually directly to you. Based on her response about like applying to be flexible to, willing to relocate when you get a job, let's say everything gets, back to normal and you are asked to actually show up, to that location. Let's say, like I live in New Jersey and I get a job in California. So, and let's say I've been in the job for like maybe a month or something. And the whole thing, like this whole pandemic is over, everything gets back to normal. And they want you to show up, to the office. How are you going to be able to do that?
Do you want a straightforward answer?
Right. But I
No.
don't want to quit though.
I know, but do you want a straightforward, practical answer?
Right.
The answer is we will not let you go to California when you're from New Jersey. The most jobs are in New Jersey anyways.
Okay, but what if it's not in California? Just like, I'm just giving an instance.
Right. So once you take a job and you say that you are flexible to relocation and you are supposed to show up in California, let us say in 2-3 months, and you don't show up, it depends on the hiring manager. Most of the times they will let you work, giving you some contingency plan for like few months for relocation because it's not going to happen overnight. In some companies, they would literally fire you. They'll literally say, no, we cannot do that. And you just have to accept the fact and apply for jobs here. But most of the times in pharmacovigilance, what I have seen is they're flexible to a point that unless they have some submission activities where you need to be on site in the client office because you are a part of a submission group or an approval process. They let you work from home because what you do going to an office is what you do basically having 2 monitors set up at home. So most of the times they do allow that, but again, it is based on the discretion of the hiring manager at that point. But what Kshama was saying is, you should not set filters when you apply initially, because you want to know the process. The best way to know the process of recruiting is to go through a cycle. Like, how do recruiters call you? What kind of questions they ask you? How do you get a phone screen? What kind of questions they ask you in the phone screen? How do you go from phone screen to face-to-face interview? What is the setup of a face-to-face interview? What are the common questions they ask you in a face-to-face interview? All those things you can read about it at hours and hours. But the best way to actually do and learn all those is to go through a cycle. And the best way to learn that is not to put any filters when you get into job placement. Just say that you are willing to relocate, you're willing to take any position anywhere as long as the pay is good or as long as you are comfortable with the job description. So once you don't set any filters, the recruiters will start calling you. See, the point is you want to make recruiters to call you so that you're always in their radar. So that if there is any job out there, you should be the first person they're reaching to because they want to place you right away. So how can you make some recruiters work for you is by not putting any filters. And that's what Kshama did. Kshama might not have got this job, but she would definitely have a lead from the same recruiter because she knows, or the recruiter knows, that Dr. Kshama is very flexible and she's looking actively for a job. So she was always in the radar of that recruiter. So that's what it takes to make things happen. So I always say that logically it makes no sense. Like, you don't want to relocate, but you're saying you're flexible. The point is, what is your objective of telling them? The point of doing that is to make recruiters work for you, so that if it is not the first opportunity they're presenting to you, it might be the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth, because all you need is one job. So that can come through any means. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Good.
Hello.
Tracy.
Yeah, congratulations, Shama.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to know about the interview. How did the questions go? Were they mostly from what you learned in the course, or from your job experience, from your resume? As in, what kind of questions did they mostly ask you?
Well, they were both. Like, I would say 80% were from the modules. They just ask some question about what is the reportability of a case, according to the country, what is seriousness criteria, what is expectedness, like how do you know this is expected, this like adverse event is expected or not. And then other like couple questions about like my resume, if I had worked like with the Argus system or not, like if I had experience to be in the meetings with like sponsors, if I had the experience of doing literature search, all this kind of stuff. And then the 20% were like behavioral questions.
Okay.
One question. Congratulations, Shama.
Thank you.
What did you answer for when you were asked? Were you in a meeting with the sponsor, or do you have experience in literature search?
Well, I don't really remember exactly because I told Dr. Abhishek about that literature search. I didn't have much information about it, but I told them yes, I had some experience. I was like trained to do that. But like other questions that I have no clue about them, like if I had any if I was in a meeting with ever been in a meeting with a sponsor, no, I told them just no. So like some of the questions that if you don't feel comfortable, maybe it's a safer choice to say no. I mean, they know eventually if you answered other questions like correctly, or maybe that all what matters for them. Maybe there are like just a couple of questions. They are just like, you know, they put them in there, but they don't like follow them to select that candidate.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shama, second, I want to know, was there any requirement for you having experience in the particular field of job you are applying for, or did they ask you any question in that regard?
Well, most of the openings when I was searching in LinkedIn or other like my job search, they were asking yes for like some kind of experience with pharmaceutical or CRO companies. But they asked me just a couple of questions about my resume, like I worked, like what exactly I was doing in case processing. So from end to end, and that's like just, you know, it's straightforward case processing. There is nothing around it, you know, just like whatever in the modules, you can just say it. This is what I start with, doing the case processing from this step all the way through the end. And then if I have experience with narrative, yes, I did like narrative writing, and this is how I do it, and some other details. I remember only in the first interview, they actually gave me an assignment to do narrative. But in the third interview, no, they didn't ask me to do narrative. It was just like one phone screening with the HR person, and then this first interview was with 2 managers, and then the final round was with the director. But they then didn't ask me to do any assignments for narrative or meta coding. But it's a good idea to have those handy, like if they will ask you to do narratives and you're ready.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Dr. Abhishek, I have a question for you. For those of us who may not have any prior work experience in the field, other than what we'll be learning from the models, if we should get a question like that, it would be enough to let them know, as in what the experience we got from our models. Is that enough?
It's a very I would say it's something that cannot, one size doesn't fit everyone. So that's something that I have to discuss with you offline, and you just started the course. So I would also like to know how you're progressing in the course before I really answer those questions, because some people are comfortable with being flexible in how they answer. and some are not. So I really want to take this offline and I can discuss with you.
Okay, thank you.
I guess I really appreciate Shama. Thank you for your time and efforts. I know you have done this for the marketing group and you're doing it again for the students here. It's not easy with family and everything going on. So I really wish you best of the luck and we'll keep in touch. But thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'll let everyone leave. I know folks from June, July, and August have a class at 8 with Dr. Deepthi. So just log into that call at a different link and you can take a breather for 10 minutes. Thank you. See you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Dr. Bashir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.